Good day, you good dunce. How we doing, Johnny? How we doing, Orchrus? Tonight, we are going to test out how UE5 works on Linux. If it works better than it did previously, and we can get it working with NeoVim, then I'm more than happy to use it for my next main project. Alright, let's see. Get this posted here. Beautiful. So how we doing? What up, Jersey? Oh, that's a good crack. Same with that. Let's see. Yes, the gam. Pop myself down there. Pop that down there. That's nothing. That's no information to go off. Neither is that. Is this gonna be like... Oh, it's Pac-Man. Mrs. Pac-Man? Well, that was easy. 12k left, 100% this stream. Yeah, exactly. So we'll hit the goal this stream. I'll stream tomorrow. I'll take Saturday off, and then I'll do the 24-hour stream Sunday through to Monday. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That seems... That seems good. That seems good. Need to go there. Need to go there. Nope. Need to go there. Need to go there. Which means we need to go there. This is where it gets interesting. Because if I put that one there, I can't have you there. Let's go do that. But then there's nowhere else I can put that though. So that has to be correct. Can't go there, there, or there, so it has to go there, which means you have to go there. Can't go anywhere there, I have to go there. But if I go there, I can't get anything on. Shit. Why would it do that? All right. I think that's correct. Except for that one. Because that never gets hit. Huh. There. Much better. Oh, shit. There we go. Fixed it. It's okay. Don't panic. Nobody freak out. Too good. Too good. Jersey on a 30 stream streak. Gosh dang. Gosh dang. Are you ready to see this? You just want to see this? See that? That's just loading up. Now, question is, going to be a C++ project. Go into projects. There you go. Well, that leaves something to be. I just want to change the name of the project. Well, it's not looking good for Unreal Engine at the moment. What? I deleted Bobblehead Game. What the fuck are you on about? It may not be. Wayland may not be first option for Unreal. But this does raise concerns. Let's see. Jesus Christ, how much shit does it start up? Where's the editor? Unreal Engine editor. Okay. Very interesting. Let's get rid of this one. 1754432. Web helper. Web helper. How the fuck do you close this thing? Web helper. Why is it all web helper? Web helper. Has Unreal Engine just become a web wrapper? 1755064. Um, 5065. 5121. 5123. Five one two four. Why are you still around then? How do you stop Unreal Engine? There we go. Alright. Alright. Let's see. See if we can get it running. New project. So far, so good. Okay. That was good. it closed a window that it hadn't yet shown me what was in it to pop up another window the exact same. Here we go. Might cook some shaders. Yeah, I need to do that a lot more. I need to get a better handle on shaders so that I can create lighting and stuff for Raylib. I can't find anything to do that yet. Alright. My stream might get a bit jumpy with the 6 million shaders that this compiles. Preparing shaders still. Cool. Okay. I becomes IT. I wait for this window to close. I don't know what that window is. What is that window? This is looking odd. Background check? I don't know. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. And I can't interact with anything in here. So I can't interact with anything inside here until whatever this is finished. So I'm just gonna let it run. How far do you think we're gonna get? Any wagers on how far we'll get with all of this? I think that window hasn't disappeared by the time it's 5:30 p.m. Actually, if it hasn't disappeared by the time it's 5:20, I'm going to force close this again and I'm going to reopen the project. I actually wonder. Yeah, so I can't close that. What up, Hyper? Oh my god, the title isn't a joke. I know. I'm doing this so that you don't have to, okay? I do this to save everyone else. So far, not good. We've had Unreal Engine lock up once. And I had to force close it. Yeah. Do you plan to make the bouncing balls again? I do. Primarily because I want to have that done via code, so I want to make sure that NeoVim properly works with that. It's not looking good. Okay, should we be done in 2 hours? It depends if we can even get into our project to begin with, Orcus. It ain't working. Alright. Okay, let's see. Sudo kill -9 1790777. All right. Did you increase file limits on your system? I remember having to do this when I was trying UE 4.2 ages ago. I haven't increased my file limits. I am going to just run Unreal from here though, just to see if we get any errors or something. Like, see if it's running in the background while, when it's open. Alright. Alright. Let's see. Nope, it's not doing anything. This window here is just... sudo kill. Can't even get this thing to run. Alright, it's already frozen. It's just frozen from resizing it. How we doing, Mike? How we doing, Dex? How you doing, Gamer? How can I open the project? Segmentation fault, apparently. All right. I want to see if I can open it through the terminal, but... how to make your bed. Official 2026 guide. Step 1, lay on bed. Step 2, fold the mattress twice. Step 3, enter your bedroom. Step 4, put the blanket on the mattress and get out of bed. Step 5, enter your bedroom. Step 6, take the pillow out of your pocket. Step 7, use the phone a friend lifeline. Step 8, leave your room and then verify if the mattress will leave. If not, buy a new one. You've probably lost. That definitely sounds like instructions coming from ChatGPT. What if I just run Unreal test? Nothing. Start editor with attached debugger. 32GB RAM is too low, and some swap. 32GB RAM and 32GB swap. Run HShop memory usage. If you just want to use the editor, you can do SDL Video Drive X11. This works for me running with Hyperland. After being open for a couple of seconds, I start getting strong hitches. Can't really do anything in the editor because it comes up very unresponsive. Mouse will stop responding for a moment and then suddenly jump to where I move. Blah, 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 blah. Also tried using that. That doesn't work. So there is no response. And this was 13 days ago. Alright. Alright. Tooltip can be fixed by this. As the graphical glitches, on X11 there are still some bugs. Okay, so that's not gonna help. What in the AI copy pasta? I know, right? I know. Installed Unreal Engine, been using Yay. God, that's going to be a problem. Talking blindly here, but you have to buy... But have you by any chance MSI Afterburner open when you start Unreal? If so, close that, try again. Okay. It probably is a Wayland thing. It's probably the fact that it doesn't work with Wayland. Alright. Troubleshooting UE5 on Linux. This is 3 years ago. Have you already tried the precompiled builds? Worked me out of the box. I am using the precompiled builds. I'm using the official precompiled builds. This isn't looking good. Irradiant Vulcan driver added. Yeah, I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think this is going to happen. What aliases do I have? I do want to try that X11 thing that we read. So we read about, like, under this, there was someone that had like SDL. Let's see what happens. All I did was resize the window. What the fuck? You can compile from source, but it takes away 3 hours, maybe, and benefits minimal. So the last time we did this, we actually got a project opening, right? It was actually opening, and we could tinker around with the editor. And this was like Unreal Engine 5.4, 5.5 type of thing. You know? It's good to see that Epic is going backwards. Huh. I don't want to type PSAUX in here because that's going to give me nothing. Not going to help me at all. It doesn't help in any way. Try it, Unreal 4, etc. Relax all the glory tools. Hmm. What? 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 I forgot how bad some of the stuff in Hackers is. And it's not even the computer stuff. It's the characters. Like, some of the characters are just so stupid. They're the worst design ever. And they have the they have like voiceover lines in some parts. It doesn't feel right. And it's like you hear it and it's like, that's not their voice. That's not their voice at all. Keeps freezing, crashing for no reason. Started watching From. How are you enjoying it? Do you like it? Is it weird? Are you like, the fuck? Love it. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. I'm up on this thread with a workaround, and it works. Okay. So resizing is where it has an issue. First thought the acting was bad, but the world was super fun and it grew on me. Some of the actors are great. Yeah, the acting does get a lot better. Like, it really speeds up. What up, Wixia? How you doing? Okay. Okay. So Unreal Engine 5.8 just does not work on Linux. Like, at all. From what I can tell. If I... we'll try. We'll try. We'll go... Yeah, that's because it's going to have an error in here with that. How do I put that there? Is it like an arguments field or something? I don't think there is. Now I'm green. I'm green with joy. Exec args. So now it's back there. How we doing, Fanny Slam? How? There's testing. Not good. It locks up and freezes every time. Environment variable. But if I put that in, it breaks. Like if I do that, it doesn't work. It just breaks the file. Who's going to be the one to make it cross 500k? We need 5 more people. Only 5. Environment variables and application by using that, for example. That find corresponding blah blah blah. Setting the variable by the env command. Okay, so I need to do env. I'm pretty sure it's gonna freeze again. Okay. Okay. Now it's frozen. Move the camera a little, that's progress. It's like as soon as the mouse goes out of bounds of Unreal Engine, it dies. It just freezes up. What up, Jade? Have Epic fixed issues with Wayland support yet? No, nowhere near. If anything, like since the last time I tried Unreal in like 5.4, 5.5, it seems to have gotten worse. At least back then, I was able to start up Unreal Engine and actually get a project open and start tinkering around in the project. Now, it just freezes up. Completely freezes up every time. So, yeah. Download more RAM. I already have 64 gig. Alright. I guess we're not using Unreal. Alright. Alright. Screw it. I guess we're sticking with Godot. And I will continue tinkering with shader languages. And getting better at that until after. Yeah. So, Unreal actually wants to become a vibe code. You know about drama? No. Not at all. But yeah, so the reason why I'm not using Raylib and Jolt this time around for my projects is because I don't understand shaders well enough to implement different types of lighting. Yeah. So, I'll need to figure that stuff out first. I'll need to get better at shaders. Alright. Ogre's out of the picture because it just... too confusing. Too confusing to use. Its entire thing is weird. 4.7 shaders seem more fun. I'm talking about like just doing straight OpenGL or doing straight GLSL type stuff. All right. So in that case, let's see. Okay, so what can the name of this next game be? What can the name of the puzzle game be? That's not gonna be the actual name of it. I'm just giving it a temporary name for the time being. Let me just reset up my stream title here. Because obviously, Unreal Engine's just not working. It doesn't start. So, I'm not going to sit here debugging Unreal Engine. All right. Let's see. This would be. What's it? What would I have? Okay, back into Godot. Godooting. Godooting Goduntally. Okay. Now, first thing I'm going to want to do is test out some GD extension stuff. Like, get that set up so that I can... There we are. Alright, sweet. So... New project. First things first. GD extensions. I wonder if we do this. Official C++ GD extension bindings maintained as part of the Godot project. So I think this is what we need. Evening, Mike. How you doing? Using the API version, blah, blah, blah. Compatibility. You need the same C++ prerequisites installed that are required for the Godot repository. Building your extension will create a shared library. To use this in your Godot project, you will need a .gd extension file, for example, blah. See the example GD extension used in the template project for a complete example. Any node and resource you register. So this is a separate binary. Like, do I have to check this out? Build it? Let's see. The official C++ extensions. With GD extension system, which will have access to Godot in the same way as the modules. In particular, Godot C++ has access to all functions that GD script and C# have, and additional access to a few more for fast, low-level access of data or deeper integration with Godot. Both ways to integrate third-party libraries into Godot. The one you should choose depends on your needs. Unlike modules, Godot C++ and GD extensions in general don't require compiling the engine's source code, making it easier to distribute your work. Gives you access to most of the API available to GDScript and C#, allowing you to code the game logic with full control regarding performance. It's ideal if you need high performance code you'd like to distribute as an add-on in the asset store. You can also use the same compiled Godot C++ library in the editor and exported project. Okay. How do we get started? You decide to work with it. Here's what to expect your workflow to look like. Create a new Godot C++ project from the template or from scratch as explained below. Develop your code with your favorite IDE locally. Build and test your code with the earliest compatible Godot version. Create builds for all platforms. Optional, publish on the Godot asset store. So I'm noticing... Is this something that I can just get from here? Godot C++? No. So Mike, you've done GD extension C++ stuff, haven't you? You need to use the Godot C++ branch that matches the version of Godot that you're targeting. Okay, so there's no actual compiled version of Godot C++ we can get. We have to actually check it out ourselves. Does seem like a lot of extra steps. Not very informal, more like to get the C++ fork. Yeah, like we have to... So you like check out the Godot C++ repo. And then... There are a few things of note to the above. Include this, which contains bindings in the Sprite2D class. We'll be extending this class in our module. Using the namespace Godot, since everything in GD extension is defined within this namespace. Then we have our class definition, which inherits from our Sprite2D through a container class. Okay. It should be straightforward. We're implementing each of our classes. So that means official build instructions for your target platform. So we have to check out the code. We have to run this build, like this entire. Okay. Thank you, Jersey. So we have to compile Godot C++ using the same stuff this requires, and we follow the same process. We follow this. Okay. We wish to compile using Clang rather than GCC. Use this command. Building export templates. Note that cross-compiling for the opposite bits as your host platform is not always straightforward, so that's fine. I don't think I need to worry about any of that. You can also use Clang and LLD to build Godot. This has two upsides compared to the default. LLD links Godot significantly faster compared to GNU LD or Gold. This leads to faster iteration times. Clang tends to have more useful error messages compared to GCC. Okay. To do so, you got to install Clang in the LLD package. Run that. So I recommend you use GCC for production builds, as the compiler used for official builds is more rigorously tested. Fair. If this error occurs, there are two solutions. In your sconce command, add the parameter use static C++ equals no. Follow these instructions to configure, build, and install libatomic ops. And then copy that to there. Or create a soft link. Use mold for faster development. Okay. So all that stuff I don't really need to worry about. We can just do... So I think the only part we care about is this, which I think I have all of that already. You can actually build Godot Angle static libraries yourself. That's only for the access kit though, for support with screen readers. I don't need to worry about that. Don't need to worry about building export templates. Don't need to worry about running a headless server. All right. Do I want to do that tonight? I don't think I do. I don't think I want to go down that path. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. Let's not worry too much about that. It's going to take way too long to set all that up, I reckon. And I really don't want to have to install a bunch of extra build tools and stuff. For now, I think we'll just use Godot with GD scripts. And once a week, we will tinker and learn a bit of open, like GLSL shader stuff. Until we get to a point where in Raylib, we have different, like we can create different light sources based on using shaders and stuff like that. Yep. Yep. So, where are we going to start with this project? Where are we going to start? Not that. Let's think. We're going to need to make some directories. So this here, like we've already run through all of this stuff in the morning, Wixia. It's like what? Let's see. Got the create light, because the ones that we were going through had a what was it? It was rlights.h. This one here, what we've got directional point and spot. The light data, light count, create light, update light. Down here is where we implement the create light. Crayon! Much appreciate the resub. I'm gonna give this a crack right now, actually. Let's see. So, I need this stuff first. Find max lights of 4. What? Light type. Light points. Light spots. All right. Type def. So we're going to have, we have the type. We have enabled. So we got position and the targets. So target would be specifically for spot, I would assume. because Omni and Direct, right? I guess Directional would also have a target. Yeah. Directional and Omni and Spot would have target. So what? Shader light parameters, locations. So type lock, enabled lock, position lock, target lock, color lock, intensity lock. Type def and num class. I'm just following this. If it's here, I'm fine. Static int light count. Static lights. Create lights. Position. Target. Color. Intensity. Shader. Right. Need static void, update light, shader, lights. Is that supposed to be a float? Under here, start setting this up. I should have copied from the top. That would have been really helpful. That's where we had target, color, intensity, or intensity color shader. Intensity color shader. If light count is less, I don't know why NeoVim's doing that. We need to fix that. It's getting on my nerves. So if we have light enabled, light type, light position, target, intensity, color. I don't need to worry about that. It is because macro. What macro? You're using macro as statement. What, this? Let's see. Let's see. Nah. That didn't do it. It's still doing that. Well, yeah, it's something weird. Right. Usually something like that. Maybe one of the headers has some more. I don't understand why that would impact formatting. Like it has allowed that to be done. Maybe if we go down until we see something that doesn't look right. Because, like, the header files will have a lot of those. The header files will have a bunch of them. But, yeah. Is there any way I can make this wider? Oh yeah. That feels so much better. It's gonna be something weird. So we have shader location. Text format. This would be... Okay, so we have position and target. Target color intensity. Alright. Like Visual Studio 2, specifically those type expressions, when using a macro statement, it would fail to properly indent any code after it. Might see if there's any fix for it. That anyone... Because surely there's some discussions in NeoVim communities about it. Surely. Let's see. Insert. This is going back to 2021, so I don't think we need to worry about that. It worked beautifully when I was editing any file with the .c extension. With the code text moving accordingly to the C syntax. The animated GIF of what I'm looking for. Is there a similar code that can do that? Looked at formatter, but I'm not sure it's possible. Okay. By default, for the C++ file type, the C indent option is on. This ensures automatic indentation is triggered by the key specified in the C and keys option. More information with help C and keys, following C and options style. By default, this means that auto indentation will be triggered by new line, closing brackets, Control F. So it's going to do that. That's not what Control F is supposed to do. I'm going to look into that after. We'll have a look at C indent. Static void update light shader. So we have shader uniform int. Okay, so then we have shader light type lock reference light type, and that's also going to be an int, I believe. Yep. Just so that I know, yeah, I can type it out myself, and then I know there's going to be uniform vec3, and then this will be target, You're going to be target. Set shader value, shader, light, color. Shader uniform. This would be a Vec 4. There it is. Set shader value. Intensity is going to be what? Shader uniform float. G'day Sprig, how you doing? Then what do we need to do? Why is it getting position 3? Send to shader light position values. Because... Right. We do the same thing for target. Target. All right. Then here I can get rid of this. Just have target. And the rest of it stays the same. We spell that correctly. Okay, so I understand all of this. I understand all of this. So what set config flags? Interesting. Never done that. The flag MSAA 4x hint. Set up the camera. There's a PBR VS and a PBR FS. Okay, so we need examples, shaders, resources, shaders, GOSL 330, and there's the PBRs. Okay, so we need to copy that into there. All right. So let's go. Resources, shaders, PBRBS. I don't need to do a text format there because there's no formatting going on because I'm not having different GLSL stuff. Shaders, PBR, FS. So we have our vertex and our fragment. Alright. Shader locks. So why are we assigning these locks to the already... I would assume would the shader already have it? I guess the shader would already have the array with all the different defaults in it, and we have to tell it the different values. But it's just getting it from shader location, so that is weird. Metalness, roughness, and ambient occlusion are all packed into an MRA texture. They are passed to the shader block map metalness location for convenience. Shader already takes care of it accordingly. Right, so metalness is an MRA map that has metalness, roughness, and ambient. Interesting. Something to keep in mind. Add that comment in here. Roughness, metallic, ambient occlusion, packed in single MRA texture. So we have normal, which is a separate similar to the MRA map, the emissive map packs different information into a single texture, height and emission data. Okay. Emissive map, max height and emission data. It's a single texture. Shader locks, map emission, get shader location, shader, albedo color, diffuse, so we get shader location, shader. Yes, that's the albedo color. The one above it should be emissive map. So we have shader locks. Set up additional required shader locations. So that's view pos. Alright. Get shader location. Owls, it's view pos. Okay, and then we have the light count lock. So, okay, so this is just keeping track of how many lights there are in the shader. So, this is one shader that is tracking all lights. Is that right? That's what it feels like. Alright. Get shader location, shader number of lights. Why do I need max light counts there? It's already defined above, isn't it? Is it needed here for some reason? I'm going to ignore that for a moment. Until I get to a point that it's like, oh, actually, I do need it. Alright, reference max light count. Shader uniform int. Okay. Ambient intensity. Ambient color R. So this is scaling it to between 0 and 1. BG. Alright, so the ambient color normalized. Spelled correctly, not with a random Z. We don't like random Zs. It's yucky. Did the stream drop at some point? That was odd. I feel like the stream dropped at some point just then. Felt weird. Maybe not. Okay. So now that we've got... I don't need to worry about setting up the car material or the floor material. I just want to get the light working. Oh, I see what I've done. How silly of me. How silly of me. That's the normalized, and will be a vector 3. Vector 3? So we're not doing alpha? Alright. Alright. Interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense. So this is going 26, 32, 135, 255. Sure thing. I'll use that color. Why not? So it's mostly blue. Not heard any stop in the music. All right, cool. Cool. Might have just been my browser having a hissy fit. It does that from time to time. Every browser seems to do that. I do think it's... I think it's strange, like, software ages ago, I feel like was a lot more stable because it was a lot more simple. And for some reason, it feels like we're getting to a point where it's just like, nah, we don't need to worry about making sure it's as stable as it was in the past. Even though we're trying to build our entire society on top of it. Why make it as stable as possible? Definitely seems like an interesting direction to go. That's metallic value. Let's see. Grab this. So this is just some more value locations inside the shader. I'll just copy these ones over, I think. Because I already know what those are doing. Don't need to worry about the model or the floor. Now, max lights. We've reached that stupid point a long time ago. Things are breaking because they can be fixed by an update. Back in the day, like 10, 15 years ago, it was harder to get it fixed to someone. Yeah, but for some reason, it became the norm to not worry about things being stable. And I think that was a mistake. I think deciding, we can just put an update out and it'll fix the issue. I think that was a mistake. I don't think it's smart to do things that way. Especially given that there's so much of it going into cars and stuff these days as well. It's like, alright, cool, if technology fails in the car, and then that's someone's life at risk right there. Sure, you can patch it with a fix, but it might be too late for that person. Or for the multiple people that the issue happens with. So that's just some different intensities and stuff. Change this one to be red. Why is there a parenthesis there? There shouldn't be. green, and then blue. Okay, -2, +1. Okay. Set up material texture maps in the shader. Okay. Car's just crap now. Oh, you want to open your own back trunk? Well, the motor's crapped itself and seized, so you need to use a complicated manual override thing every time. If there even is one, and not just a deadlocked door now. Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't open? That's alright, you can take it to a mechanic, they can fix it. I mean, it's gonna cost you like $2,000, but they'll fix it. I'm waiting for the day that every white good, like all your household electronics, like fridges and stuff like that, every single one of them has some sort of AI in it. Because it's getting there. You can still get fridges and stuff without AI and smart displays and all that kind of stuff. Just a standard fridge. But at some point, they're going to disappear. And same with cars. Like, those cars are going to disappear too. Yeah? Because that's going to be a perfect time to release a whole range of white goods and home electronic appliances that have no AI at all. They just do the thing they're supposed to do, and that's it. You're the only person in that market now. You've got a whole bunch of people that want that, and you're the only person they can get it from. Yeah. Sell it to the rich and powerful as a premium, as a retro experience. Just pull in the money. That's all you need to do. Okay, that one's interesting. Okay. Oh, because I can't do max lights as a reference there. That's why. So that's why it wants me to do... So was it an int or a const? I think it was just an int. It was just an int. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we have that. Have that. Alright, under the window, I don't care about the camera. So we set the shader value, so we're setting its position. Okay. So that'll be fine. Then for each of the lights, we do update lights. Update light values on shader. Actually only enable disable them. Okay, and we do that before the drawing. Update light values. Set floor model texture tiling. I don't need to worry about the floor model stuff and whatnot. I probably do, but yeah. Draw fears to show the light's positions. I don't really care about that either. That's for the car. What's this here? That's shader, but it's not for the car emissive color. I'm just gonna see if this builds first. It doesn't. Okay. Undefined reference to create light. Color float shader. Okay, so there's nothing in there that I need to add. Undefined reference to create lights. It's because it's after, isn't it? Create lights. Create lights. Goes up here. Has internal linkage, but is not defined. Pretty sure it is. Type. Position target, color intensity shader. Static light create. Type position target. You need to be there. That's what it is. That's what the problem was. With our subscription plan, you can only use 1 minute of 1 hour set. You try and defrost. Like you try and defrost something, or you try to like cook, like warm up a pie or something. It's like, sorry, you've only allowed to use 1 minute. Like, you're gonna have to come back in an hour and continue. Sorry. Can you imagine your oven doing that? You imagine you're trying to cook something and your oven, your oven's just like, turns off halfway through and it's like, sorry, you've used this oven for as long as you're allowed today. Upgrade to our gold plan so that you can use it for 8 hours instead of 2. Great value. Only $45 a month. Here's a platinum plan with ads. While the ads are playing, your oven will stop cooking. And it will resume after the ads. The ads go for 15 minutes and they are unskippable. Just enough time for your oven to cool down. That's funny. We laugh, but we know that it's coming. Okay, so there's no lights visible, which tells me that's because we haven't set up the materials and stuff. Did you not make a game with ads in a car? I was doing an annoying traffic jam game where you're like stuck in a traffic jam and you had to, yeah, like things that just annoyed you. You would like get out of your car to like go do something to like get some food and water because you're starting to get hungry and dehydrated. It's like as you get out of your car, traffic starts to move, but you get back in your car and traffic stops. Traffic in the lane next to you is moving, so you like merge into that lane. And then that lane stops and the lane you were in starts moving. It was very much just a rage game. Okay, so I have to do those. We'll do those after the ad break. My voice, my throat is really starting to go. I actually need to get more water. I need to get more water. So, BRB, I'm going to get water. And then we'll do that. Alright, back in a second. Did the jolt works? The jolt works fine. It's setting up lighting and stuff that gets me. Ah, you want another full reset. These are starting to perform mounting calibration. No. How about I don't perform mounting calibration? It's definitely slowing down a bit. Oh, my go. I'm white. That's why. I completely forgot. Let's see. Now we go there. It's almost like they're predictable. Pop you. Target you. Beautiful. Pop that there. No, you don't. He ain't coming forward. Do that. I can move you out. Because now you can tear. No, you can't. You're still defending it. I get you there. Get you out. That'll help. Shit. Let's see. Go there. And then push that. Shit. Yep. It's okay. Because I still got you covered. Go there. Nope. You'll go there. And I'll be fine with that. I'm not okay with that. Okay. It's like they're reading my mind. If we go there, I can get up there. Doesn't matter because they can't do anything checkmatery. I have to get you up here. Let's see. Go there. It's like, huh, what do I do? There we go. There we go. They found it. Alright. Back into this. So, why are there no lights? I think it's because the materials for the... There's no materials that I need to unload. Unload shader. Okay, so we'll have to unload shader. But that's not really anything else in here. So if we unload shader. What up, Brainoid? New project? Yeah, I'm just tinkering with the lights. Like I'm tinkering with this in Godot. Oh, no, not Godot, in Raylib. And I think it's not working because I don't have textures and metallics and stuff like that on my stuff. I change this to be gray white. I'm gonna change this to be dark gray. If you have a look, make clean, make. See how there's no red, green, blue, or anything like that. Light doesn't exist anywhere. I'm pretty sure it's because of this stuff. Like, this is setting up textures for it all. It's because of the PBR maps. That's the other thing, is this? I guess it's casting a shadow. Is it? Is it actually like I'm not sure it's casting a shadow. I don't think it's casting a shadow. I think it's just these two lights fading off and none of them hit here, so it looks like it's casting a shadow that way. But it's not. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get rid of all that. Remove all of this. Just because I don't want to have all of this left in if we're not using it. Because, yeah, the big thing with light is making sure that there's shadows being cast. And that was not doing anything to do with shadows. So I think we can get rid of that stuff. All right. RM resources shaders. Yep. Cool. So let's pop back up into here. So what do we want to do about this? Excited about releasing Replicat's mobile version tomorrow. Ooh, nice. So you can focus on your new project. Love it. Love it. So you got all the testing done and all the bugs sorted out and stuff like that. That is beautiful to hear. Absolutely fantastic to hear. All right, so where should we start? All the bugs is a big phrase. All the important bugs have been fixed. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. Pop down there. History. Let's not go up there. Okay. So we're going to need an assets folder. I want this structure to be a bit more set up. You know? So assets and resources. See if we're working on my new tactile incremental game. Also a bit burnt out from working on Replicat. I might have missed one or two. That's fair. That's fair. Let's see. I don't want to set up a scripts and a models. So resources, like in here, I could create a folder like I guess this is what I need to figure out with this game is how do we create a puzzle system which supports various types of puzzles. Yeah. How do we do that? Because we're going to have what? There's going to be pop this open. I'll also create correct, the folder name does begin with dot. Fine. So I have no idea about your new project. So we're going to be creating a puzzle game. It's going to be a narrative game where the puzzles facilitate the progression of the story. You don't have to do the puzzles, like you don't have to do like in Portal and stuff. You don't have to do like this puzzle, then this puzzle, then this. Like it's not that sort of linear progression. It's probably closer to Talos Principle, or The Witness, where like you go to one area and you do like puzzle there. And then you can choose, if you get stuck on a puzzle there, you can leave and go to like a different set of puzzles. But unlike Talos Principle and The Witness, so like The Witness, all the puzzles are based on the same line, like same basic line principle that gets more and more stuff added to it over time to make them more and more complicated. Mine's going to have a series of different puzzles designed to test different problem solving type things. For instance, one of them is going to be a series of puzzle boxes. And it's like you'll start off with a small puzzle box that's easy to solve. The next puzzle box is bigger. The next puzzle box is representative of the room that you're in. So you can get information to solve the puzzle box by like looking around the room and being like, yeah, if I pull this thing here, it opens that on the puzzle box. Or if I change this thing here, it reveals that thing in the room that I'm in, sort of thing. Yeah. And then you keep going that way until you, it keeps getting bigger like that. And then another section of puzzles might be, will be gravity-based puzzles. Yeah. None of the puzzles are affecting each other. Like, get something from one that would be useful on another. So, not... Yes and no. Yes and no. That's where the tricky side of it comes in. Because... I want... So, like, for the gravity puzzle side of things, there might be dialogue that allows you to, you know, if you get stuck, maybe the assistants can give you some equipment that might assist you in completing the puzzles. However, if you go through and you get all of the equipment for all of the different puzzle types to help solve each of the puzzle types, that affects like the narrative as it goes on. Yeah. So, yeah. And you don't have to finish all of the puzzles. Like, you can just go, nah, I can't figure out how to finish the puzzles. I'm done. Yeah. And then it's like, all right, this series of puzzles, you're done. You can't figure them out. That's fine. Go do the others. But that also influences the story. Yeah. You reveal more of the story or side lore. Yeah, exactly. But it also affects like the ending and stuff like that. So that's going to be the complicated part. So yeah. And what else did I have in there? I wanted to have like an Escher stairs or like a paradoxical set of puzzles. So one idea I had might be you have the infinite staircase that you have to go up. But it's obviously a modified version of the infinite staircase because you can't actually have that geometry in a first-person situation. Like, it's impossible geometry, so you're not going to be able to actually have that geometry. So, what I do is have like a staircase with walls that you're going up, and there's like a window every so often. And it's like you look out the window and you've gone up like 7 flights of stairs, but you're still on like the first floor when you look out the window. It's like, hang on, I haven't gone anywhere. So it'll be like that sort of thing. And it's like, figure out how to escape. How do you get out of this? Yeah, and then you've got to come up with a solution and get out of it. Yeah, the hardest part is making such a game is solid, interesting story, I guess. Should be very good, so people are lured into solving the puzzles. So that's the thing, like, because, like, if you solve all of the puzzles and you get all of the puzzles, like a high score for all of the puzzles, you have a different storyline and a different ending. Whereas if you just say that you can't solve any of the puzzles and the game ends, that'll have a different storyline and that'll have a different ending. Yeah. And I have an idea. to have it loop, sort of thing. Yeah, you'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Don't worry. There's going to be mystery around it. So, yeah. But the first thing I need to do, we need to have what? In here we would have puzzles. Story. Dialogues. A lot of this stuff you won't actually see. Next Stanley Parable is coming with puzzles. I like to think of it kind of like Stanley Parable and Superliminal, where it's like the comedy of Stanley Parable, but the weird puzzle mystery type stuff of Superliminal. Yeah. Maybe with a little bit of Portal sprinkled in. Yeah. Because the idea is there's going to be 3 NPCs that you interact with. One of them is the research scientist, who's their current name, which is a work in progress, is Richard Small. Because another name for Richard is Dick. Dick Small, get it? Yeah. And then the other 2, Dick Small. The other 2 NPCs that you'll interact with will be like AI robot assistants that are assisting the research scientist. So the research scientist like tells you what's going on about the different puzzles, all that kind of stuff, and as well as like other parts of the story that I don't want to get into. And then the AI robots are there basically observing your progress, noting down what you do, helping you, providing you with equipment to help you solve the puzzles if you want it. But that obviously reduces your score. So, yeah. There'll be collectibles as well. So, like, yeah. There'll be things that you, like, find throughout the different puzzles in the different rooms and such that you can collect and whatnot. There'll be, like, a home room where you start in that there's, like, a wall that all of your collectibles appear on and stuff. So, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. That's something else I should add here. Collectibles. How are we doing, Mungalo? My incremental game also has puzzle elements, but I don't want to mark it as a puzzle game because I think that would be the wrong audience. Yeah. Like it's like saying Portal is an FPS. It's like technically, yes, technically you shoot a portal gun and it's first person. But it's not an FPS. You don't want to market that game as an FPS. Now, what else do we need to document? There's the collectibles, there's the puzzles, there's the story, there's dialogues. Would get shown to Counter-Strike players and it would fail. Yeah, exactly. Although I'm sure Counter-Strike players that are obsessed with Valve would be like, hell yeah, I'm gonna play it anyway. Let's think. So, Gabe, take my monies. The Steam machine price. Unfortunate. I need to pop this open. I need to pop into here. I started documenting all of this on Steam. Or not Steam. I can Google Drive. You got that, that. Ooh, what else we can do? I won't do that. I won't do that as a separate file. I'll leave that as like a section of stories. Equipment can probably be described in Puzzles MD as well. So I guess the first thing would be like puzzle types. So we're gonna have like puzzle boxes, gravity. I'm trying to think like, do like a moment. We could do time-based puzzles. So time-based puzzles, you got to figure something out before, like within a certain time frame. It's like time limited. Paradoxes. What else? So sound will be like, audio cues, music, stuff like that. That will be... I'm trying to think. Should sound, should this include echolocation style puzzles? Because there's multiple ways that you can do sound-based puzzles. You could do a puzzle where the sound is representing Morse code. there could be, you've got to fine tune something to combine multiple audio, like multiple sound waves together to get the answer. Or could be music based. You've got to listen to the music and try to hear the code that's embedded in it, sort of thing. Or echolocation is sound based. So there's many different ways you can do sound based puzzles. But then the other question becomes, if I do sound based puzzles and then have a separate set of echolocation style puzzles, is that going to feel redundant or something like that? Valve fans, I heard one Steam Machine reviewer saying it's fun. That was the positive thing about Steam Machine. It's fun. What does that even mean when you play Forza Horizon 6 with 20 FPS? So I guess it really depends on what you're doing. Because when I was having a look yesterday, you could get pre-built systems. Now, I don't like what Linus Tech Tips did. I understand why they did it, where they bought the individual components and built the machine to beat the Steam Machine. I understand why they did that, because it's helping people to understand there's other options. They can build something that performs better than the Steam Machine for the same price or less. I get that. But if you look at pre-built systems, which is what the Steam Machine is, it's a pre-built system, the pricing's pretty much the same. The pricing's on par with what I could find in Australia for the same Australian price. So, also the markup on pre-builts is used as an excuse, so probably avoids that. No, it doesn't. If Australia's similar price. So if you take the Steam Machine's Australian price, prices, 1,609, 2,228, and you look for systems that are a comparable price, this one here, you can find systems that are better than this, but they have a 512 gig or a 1 terabyte SSD. This price, you're looking at things that are about similar price. You're getting a GPU that has 8 gig of VRAM. You're getting something that has 6 cores. You'll probably get a terabyte SSD and stuff like that. But yeah. So I'm not saying the American price and then Australian $1,000 price being comparable. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the Australian price of the Steam Machine in Australia. Yeah. Those other systems are easier to upgrade later. They are. That is true. Yes. Then building from parts makes sense for performance-based target audience. Yeah, as I said, I understand why they did it, because they're showing people that they can get a system that's better for the same price. But I'm saying that if you look at a pre-built comparison, because Steam Machine is a pre-built, the comparisons are pretty similar. it's not like a huge difference sort of thing. So for example, the one that they built using using specifically found components and stuff was a 16 gigabyte GPU. Yeah. But you're not getting a 16 gigabyte GPU if you spend the Steam Machine price on a pre-built. So, like, obviously, building something yourself, like finding the parts yourself, is going to be more performative than one that you buy as a pre-build. That's obviously going to be the case. Like, the only time you're not going to be able to get that is if you go for like a PlayStation 5 or something, where they are selling the console to you at a loss because they know they're going to make it up through game sales and online store purchases and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm still on mostly 3-year-old parts because I'm not touching new stuff till it drops or my shit breaks. That's fair. That's fair. I see it not so much as a PC or a console. It's more of a new kind of half-breed. And right now it's early adopter tax with a premium and bad market. So price fighting hard against it, yeah. 2027 can be crazy. Windows 12, RTX 6000, GTA 6. It's going to be bad. 2027 is going to be bad. Subscription for basic internet usage is foul and put me off consoles a decade ago. Windows 12? You mean Copilot 12? It's funny that you think the next Windows operating system is going to be on a PC that you own. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on having a separate set of puzzles that are sound-based and a separate set of puzzles that are echolocation style? Opinions, thoughts? Should we do it? Should we not do it? No. If Microsoft was going to rebrand Windows, Door wouldn't feel well. Like, it wouldn't feel right. Yeah. Maybe they'd call it something like Smart Mirror. New Microsoft Smart Mirror. The operating system that is just AI. They already have Azure Linux. Yeah, exactly. Like, they literally created a Linux distro because people didn't want to use Windows in Azure. So they're like, all right, we'll create a Linux distro for Azure. It's like, Microsoft, you're not supposed to be creating a Linux. You're supposed to make Windows better so that people want to use it. Because it opens door to new experiences of you having the worst hardware for insane prices and subscription, and all you use it for is get scraped to train their AI. Oh god. Hallucinating the whole OS minimize window and it's gone. Don't matter Windows, it's a small family business. We need React menus for OS or whatever it was. Oh god. God. The Electron wrapper applications and shit. I like Electron for Discord, I guess. But for an OS, what the fuck? Yeah, it's stupid. That's what it is. What else did we have? I was thinking of momentum-based puzzles, maybe. Maybe momentum-based puzzles or platformer-based puzzles. So, like, you have to... If I did a platformer-based puzzle, it would be... would it be sort of like a parkour style thing? Or do we do that as a sort of... as the part of the time-based ones? I pinned Stoat PWA, so I almost have Stoat on Android. It's a bit oofy, but I was able to type this morning. I like Electron for Discord, etc., I guess, but for an OS, yeah. I don't like Electron at all. In my opinion, if you're going to make something for a desktop experience, make it as a desktop application. Don't give me a website. You know? I had to go landscape to minimize stuff. I mostly use Ice for web on desktop. Ice? You mean Ice Weasel? Profile shortcut thing to split Weeble, Firefox, etc. So one profile per app. Interesting. I do something similar with WaterFox, where I have different profiles. So this purple profile being my standard like streaming profile, and this one being my personal, grey one being personal, purple one streaming. So all the weird shit that I look at in my private one, you never see, because you only ever see the streaming one. I know how to make sure my weirdness doesn't get out there. Yeah, I'm smart. I'm being safe online. Okay, so puzzle boxes, gravity, time. Do we combine the time with the momentum ones? Like you gotta complete in a certain amount of time would be momentum based. But do I want those to be momentum based puzzles, or do I want those to be... What would a time based puzzle be? I'm already not liking the idea of time based puzzles, because that can be any puzzle just with a timer. So that feels arbitrary. You know, like I could put a timer on all of the puzzles. Technically, all of the puzzles will have a timer, because the longer it takes you to complete it, the less your score is. The opposite, I made one called Safe for Work, just for if someone's in my room and I want to show web. At most, I'd guess reaction time. For the time-based puzzles, the time puzzles were the puzzles we solved along the way. Like those sip drop reactions. What? I don't like time-based puzzles. Since all of them can be expressed many ways, so if timing-based mechanics fall under the time type. The problem though, Mungler, is any puzzle can have a timing-based mechanic. I could have all of these puzzle boxes be like, you got 5 minutes to solve it. Now, that's why I don't like the idea of this as a category. Okay? Walk back to reverse time. No. Any final puzzle will be a mix of the types if you look close to it. True. Writing it up serves more to mental reminder for inspiration imagination. So I'll change this to puzzle categories. I also need to figure out what order I want to put them in. Like paradoxes will be like the final puzzles. Yeah. Could do math. I was thinking about having like a logic category. Yeah. And for example, the first logic puzzle would be a puzzle box or like a shape box. It would be a shape box where you've got to put the shape through the correct slot. However, the puzzle completes when all shapes are in the box. Not necessarily which way they've been put into the box. So if you want to put all of them through the square slot, you can do that and you'll complete the puzzle. But that does get noted down, and it does go towards, like, it does alter the story and the dialogue that you have with NPCs and stuff like that. So stuff like that. I want to have stuff like that in there. Color puzzles. Color puzzles could be interesting. I was thinking, what about perspective-based puzzles? Sort of like viewfinder style stuff, where like you've got to do things for a certain perspective. I don't know. Just 3k left. Ooh, 2 more people contributing. What's the name of J-Bo's game you played a while back? The Witness. The Witness, where they were all like line puzzle based sort of thing. That has perspectives to here and there. Yeah, like you use the perspectives to like connect it up and whatnot. There is that. That's also a very good idea. 496,999. Oh, 3,001 point. I just did. Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity, chat. You could have got it to 420,069. Or, no, you couldn't get it to 696969. Never mind. Never mind. So we could have perspective, but I don't feel like that should be a category on its own. I feel like that should be something that pops up in a few different ones. You know, like some of the logic puzzles require you to be like view it in a certain perspective, and some of the echolocation ones need it as well. Stuff like that. Yeah. What if we did mechanical puzzles? So mechanical puzzles, you have to kind of like, what would you call it? Community challenge complete. All right. So, what? 3 days and we'll do the 24-hour stream. Yep. Do the 24-hour stream on Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. Steam Machine giveaway? No. No, Jersey. No. How about this? When a Steam Machine becomes available, I will buy it for someone. If I will buy it for the person that has the most viewed clips in that month, if the number, like the amount of bits cheered is, like in total across everybody, is more than the cost of the Steam Machine. I'm not going into negative just to buy you a Steam Machine. So you have to crowdsource it. Yep, you have to crowdsource it, and you all need to take clips of the stream, and whichever one gets the most views that month becomes, like, wins it. So, yeah. Wait, I don't want one. Yeah, I don't need one either. Become Mr. Beast of game dev streamers, give back to the community. The thing is, Mr. Beast still makes money. I have to pay you to have a job. No. You pay me to potentially have a job. No, they won't be, Jersey. No, they won't be. So yeah, mechanical puzzles. When I think of mechanical puzzles, it's not puzzle boxes. It's not escape rooms. But it's like a puzzle where you have to do... It's like a traditional puzzle. You do things in a certain order that causes something to unlock. Sort of like... So if you think of in Portal, for example, a puzzle where you have to have something drop and have it like launch in another direction so that it gets to another location that triggers something. You know, that type of stuff. You know, fluid puzzles. I was thinking fluid puzzles. What would a fluid puzzle be? How could we do a fluid puzzle? Let's have a look. I hate the water sort stuff. But that seems to be like the main one. You have water level in 2 different rooms that are connected, but fill one room and it gets raised in the other. Oh shit, we got ads coming in. I could look into fluid-based puzzles. Alright, ads. I'm gonna rest my brain for a moment while I continue brainstorming potential puzzle categories and such. So I can go there now. And then I can push you there, push that. You take, I take. That's right, bitches. Pricks. That's my idea. That's my idea. Shit. That was not part of my plan. That, though, that will be part of my plan. Part of my new plan. Oh, now I'm attacking you and that. And I defend that too. Yeah. Sweet. That's kind of ruining that plan though. If I go there, you take there, I take there, you'd have to do that, and then I can take up there. That's right. Now I go in for the kill. Yeah! Go in for the kill. Whoa. I'll read that. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, I wasn't watching that. Yep. My bad. At least I can pin you, so... Shit. God damn it. What up, Blobby? How are we? Also push that. I know what you want to do, but I'm not going to let you. Shit. I've lost. 100% lost. Maybe not. Damn it. I was hoping I could time him out. I'll give some ideas first, not knowing about my new project. What would you imagine when you read this description? A tactile space mining incremental where you command snake-like drills through packed asteroid fields, carve clean paths through ore, earn resources, and upgrade your systems. Each level feels punchier, ending in pure grid-clearing satisfaction. So, the snake-like drills, are they... The first thing that comes to mind when you say that, passing through packed asteroid fields, is the snake-like drills are moving through space, and then they impact, like that they basically mine different asteroids to get the resources from those asteroids. Or there might be like a large asteroid taking up several fields, and you got to like get through in the most efficient way to get the most resource you can out of it before whatever limitation that's there kicks in and prevents you from collecting more because you're filled with rocks and stuff from just standard asteroid matter. That's the first thing that pops to mind. Now, I like the idea. You have to add a Rick and Morty reference, though. And the reference you need to add is a realism mode. So you have to add a mode that's realistic. And it's basically a huge space between each of the asteroids. Because actual asteroids are like very far apart. Even in like a dense asteroid field, there's still like 600,000 miles between each asteroid, sort of thing. So, if you can add that, that'd be amazing. Might not call them asteroids, honestly. Space rocks. Yep. Space rocks. Planet destroyers. Dinosaur nightmares. There's plenty of things you can call them. Because I have different types of resources in the game anyways. Yeah. That's fair. I do like the fluid-based puzzles. I do like that idea. I'm unsure about. I feel like the fluid-based puzzles can definitely go well with like a physics style thing. So my game has unknotting and mess puzzles. I don't know if anything like that would work in your game. Unknotting. I was thinking like perhaps we have like a decoding or like an unscrambling kind of thing. But then I was like, is that really a puzzle? Yeah. And it's like maybe that combined, maybe like, I see preview video of the prototype. Yeah, go for it. Go for gold. Do fluid mechanic puzzles. It's like puzzles based on fluid mechanics. Ah, yeah. So we could have like fluid simulations and stuff. Where like you use a hose to like create a negative pressure to empty something lower into something higher, stuff like that. Yeah. Let's see, let's copy this. Pop it over here. What do we got? What do we got, Brainoid? Ah, yeah. It's one of those style things. Yeah. I can see that, yep. I like those. I like that. That looks good. We have like different fluid principles. So fluid principles. Yeah. I also liked moving the fluid with pressure. So it'd be like that one, there'd be like just different properties of fluid, like fluid mechanics. Yeah. Like fluid dynamics and stuff like that. Fluid dynamics. Yeah. Because there's a ton of different stuff that you can do with fluid dynamics. Yeah. What up, Theodore? How you doing? I imagined moving watering pipes with pressure mechanics, but also rotating pipe pieces to affect the physics, maybe. No, I don't want them... I want them to be puzzles, but I don't want them to be... I don't want them to just be like... Here's a puzzle, solve that. Yeah. I want like the puzzles to like exist in the world as well, because it's going to be a first person sort of thing. I could do. Yep, that would work. Okay. I'm just thinking. Trying to organize them into some sort of structure. Doing good. Hope you're good too. I am. We've discovered that we need to learn a lot about shaders. and how they work so that we can create things like a sun and point lights and things like that in Raylib. Yeah. There's that. I would need to create like a default material that all meshes are assigned if one's not explicitly given. You know, so I'd have to have a wrapper around the create mesh logic of Raylib that handles all that sort of specificities. I don't know what I want the name of this game to be either. Really don't know what I want this game to be called. That'll come to me over time. I don't need to worry about it right this moment. It will strike me in the face. Ooh, tomorrow Australia is playing Paraguay as well. Australia's gonna win. Because it's Australia. So, yeah. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Potentially 9. Now, if I have an average of 10 puzzles per section, that's going to give us around 90 puzzles in the game. Alright? Too many millionaires chasing a ball. Some of them don't chase the ball, okay? Some of them try to catch the ball. Alright? So, careful. Watch yourself. Average of 10 puzzles per category. So that would give us a nice... Oh, God damn it, my throat is really starting to give out. That would give us a nice like calculation of what your score ends up being. Because there'd be eight general categories, and then this one would be none of your business unless you figure them out. Yeah. It is better than that egg in hand the US does. Damn kids, real men play rugby. Real men play Australian football. Okay? I'd set up a GoFundMe to buy them all their own set of balls if it meant they just stop Hadoukening. Like, there, you all have your own set of soccer balls. Stop fucking playing soccer. It's nothing for you to chase around anymore. You have it. Stop chasing it. If you lost a tooth during a match, you done your job. So yeah, if we do So that'd be 80 puzzles, and then there'd be like 10 or more secret puzzles that you might find or stumble across. Or maybe the secret puzzles are just like, you know, they're things that are in the other puzzles that you need to notice. You need to actually be like, oh, that's a puzzle. Yeah. If you gained more teeth, you done it the wrong way for sure. I disagree with that, Mungo. I disagree with that. Because what if the tooth you gained is from the opposing player? I would say that you've done your job. Yeah. I like that idea. What would it be? So I need to have some way of scoring them. Based on how the puzzles are completed, how long it took to complete them, and if any assistance equipment or any equipment was used in completing the puzzles. Okay. Let's go. It's based on how the puzzles are completed, how long it took to complete them, and if any equipment was used to in completing the puzzles. More complex. Well, actually, initial puzzles in each. Actually, each category is weighted differently based on their perceived complexity. So now with that, how do I want to handle that? So do I want it to be that if someone completed the fluid dynamics puzzles really easily, but they struggled with the puzzle boxes, do I want the puzzle boxes to be weighted more or less than the fluid dynamics puzzles because it was more difficult for them to complete? So they get that increases their score more than the ones they did in the fluid dynamics category, which they found easier? Or do I just say that the fluid dynamics puzzles are always, regardless of how easy you find them, weighted higher than the puzzle boxes? Because fluid dynamics is a concept, like it's an area of physics that not many people are really experts in, myself included. What do you think? Because I feel if I do it so that the ones the player found more complicated are weighted heavier than the ones they found to be easier, it makes standardizing the score for the storyline easier, right? You know what? No. The storyline will branch off at each one of these based on how well you did in that category. And then all of them averaged together determine the ending. I knew it. I was like, is it an E or an A? I swear it's an E. But that's probably wrong if that's what I think. Each category is scored independently. And with the resulting score altering the NPC dialogue interactions and completion. Actually, altering the NPC dialogue and interactions. This includes altering the dialogue interactions within the puzzles of that category and forever after the category is completed. So that's going to mean that the dialogue, it's going to be a lot of dialogue, basically. Because we would need to handle, if the player does these last, and they go through all of these, or say they go through the gravity logic puzzles, and they do really well in these, and they come back here, the dialogue here needs to be altered, saying they've done really well in the gravity puzzles. So the dialogue here should reflect that. you know. Or if they did really bad here and they haven't done any other puzzles and they come back here. I guess that can be... within the puzzle, within that category. All other dialogue interactions outside puzzle categories will be based on total average score. All right. Yep. That'll give us dialogue variety as well. So it's not just going back through, playing the same puzzles, having the same dialogue, and having the ending change. It's also how you play the game and how you complete the puzzles that alters the dialogue. So your second playthrough to uncover different aspects of the story can be vastly different. I just had another really good idea. I had another good idea to make the story even more entertaining and intriguing. That could work. Yep. All right. I have to see. Because I'd have to do it without the... I have to do it in a way that the player can pick up. Now, maybe I won't do that. Maybe I won't do that. What I was thinking, which I won't do because it requires the player to forget, basically, is when they do a second playthrough, we have, like, the player's able to, like, the player's done something that causes, like, a note or some sort of information to be provided to them at the start of their second game. But I was like, that doesn't really work because that would require the player to have forgotten that they did that and put that information there. Which doesn't work because obviously this game's not going to give the player memory loss. If I could figure that out though, every government in the world would probably want to buy my technology. All right. Characters. Research scientist. Dr. Richard Small. Work in progress. Or placeholder. Assistant 1. Actually, AI Robot Assistant 1, AI Robot Assistant 2. 1 and A, because neither of them want to feel like they're less than the other. uh, now I'm gonna need linking dialogue. That's gonna be interesting to do. Actually, no, that's fine. That's fine. We don't need to worry about that. This list may change as time goes on. Demo requirements. Detail all requirements. Details of what needs to be implemented for the demo. This should correspond with the trailer as much as possible. Do I want to create an MD file specifying how the trailer should flow? No. Okay. Logic puzzles, puzzle boxes, sound puzzles, gravity puzzles, mechanical, all right. Okay. Might call it there for the night. Might call it there for tonight. Tomorrow we might start going through, like, detailing some of the puzzles, as well as, like, the start of the game. Like, what happens when you start the game? When you start a new game, what happens? Because that will be the beginning of the trailer. I feel like having that as the beginning of the trailer, and then having things from the game overlay or, like, intercut with the dialogue from the start of the game will be good. I think that'll make for a good trailer. I like that idea. I like that idea. All right. After finishing the game and restarting, do you get the same beginning? I'm yet to decide how I want to handle that, Brainoid. I'm yet to decide if I want it to be that you start a new game and you have the collectibles you collected previously on the wall, maybe there's like a variance in the start or something, depending on if you completed the previous game. But I think the better thing to do would be not have a save. Like, not have a save, like, not allow the player to create different saves. You know? Because of how the game works, where you don't have to finish the puzzles to complete the story. Like, you can just say to the AI assistants, I can't figure out these puzzles. Let's call it quit on these puzzles. I give up on these puzzles. And they go, yep, sure, no worries. They mark down your score, move on. That category of puzzles is done. And then, what I'm thinking is, once you've completed the storyline in that playthrough, you can then continue, and it basically goes back to the start, and you play through again, and maybe we have things change based on how you went through the game the first time. And if you end up at the same point as you did previous, if you end up at an ending that you've already completed, there's like a reference being like, well, here we are again type of thing. Yeah. I think that's a better way to handle it. Yeah. The game's fail state is soft anyways. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I like that idea. We'll do that. Let's see. Let's go there. We haven't been here for ages. Alright, I will be back in the morning in about 10 hours. We'll start outlining the different puzzles. So I want to have at least one puzzle from each section, and maybe all of the logic puzzles, and one of the secret puzzles. I want to I want to ID those. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see how we go tomorrow. All right. I will be back in, as I said, a bit over 10 hours. I need to put my throat to rest because I'm, as you can probably hear, it's not going well. And I need my voice if I'm going to do a 24-hour stream. I will see you in the morning in 10 hours and 15 minutes. Good night, you good dunce.